a Lisa there, maybe a Sarah. Okay, I've got all kinds of different pens and things ready, and we're gonna get mixed media art making. And I've got something I'd like to work from, and we're gonna have a little zoom in there. I've got all kinds of different tools. I'll walk you through what some of them are, and I'm gonna kind of guide you into doing your own kind of mixed media piece if you like. So welcome everybody. My name is Kendall. Excuse me while I adjust this a little bit. I think the lighting is looking all right. I got lots of pens and things ready on the go there. Pastels, brushes, all kinds of stuff. What I'll do is I'll just, while some other people join, I'll just walk you through my sketchbook. This sketchbook is from April, the end of April. So I've actually filled up a lot of this sketchbook in not very long. I'm really surprised because in other years recently it's sort of dwindled, especially the last one. So I'll just walk you through some of these. Most of them are done on site. This was done at home just to sort of warm it up, but these are all done on site. Hello! Happy America Day to you. I'll just flick through these for those that might be interested. Oh, I didn't finish that one. Oh well, it happens. A couple of like rubbings, stamps, all kinds of things. Hello Danette, nice to see you again. Happy American Day for you. Here, who's going to do it with me and who's just watching? Let me know. I'll still say what I'm doing and everything, so for those that are planning to watch this later, can have a look and maybe follow along if they want to. At the train station. Our friend's wedding. Thought I was going to do more then. I didn't. That's fine. I was at the airport doing this one. In the UK with my friend in her shop. That I'm still painting. This I want to paint. This was a map I was drawing of everywhere I went in the UK, but I haven't finished it yet. And then I went to Nagano last week, so I've got lots of nice pages of this filled up. These are all like 30 minutes or so. 15 minutes, this was a quickie. Pastel up there, colouring pencil. Pen on one side, paint on the other. 8 minutes. Around then, a little drawing. Nothing on that yet. Where was I? I don't know where I was, but I'll have to do a different picture there. But we're going to go for a new page today. I'm going to make something that I've wanted to paint into my book, and we're going to have a go at doing it in a kind of mixed media way. I'm just going to like chuck a load of stuff onto the page. So by mixed media, media is the stuff you use, the tools, right? So it could be the paints, it could be the it could be pastels, it could be pen, anything. It could be biro. For me, I've got my Kendall Mint Cake tin, some pencils. They're watercolour pencils and other things in there. From a long time ago, I've had those, gosh, decade and a half or so. Yeah, I'm just going to work onto the page. We're going to make something that it doesn't matter what shape it comes out. It really doesn't matter. We're just getting inspired by something I've seen in Osaka. So I live in Japan, and yeah, there's something lovely I've seen. I've got a picture on a different phone just behind me. Let me show you. I wonder what you think. So it's floral. It's just flowers. I'll give it a little zoom here. Do you see what I mean? It's just green and pops of colour all over the place, and like straggly pops of colour and stuff like that. So this is my inspiration. I'm going to work from this inspiration, and I'm going to create a colourful summer looking wreath-like thing. And it could inspire you to make something for scrapbooking, or could inspire you to make something for I don't know, anything. I was also given a lovely present by a friend recently, so I've got another piece of lovely, lovely watercolour paper in the background. This is just very plain sketchbook paper. It's quite thick, but it's just smooth and plain. But I've got a very lovely piece of watercolour paper in the background. I think I'm going to try and make two at the same time, sort of let them dry and do their thing, and this can be a little present for a friend. Also, anybody who is subscribed to me in a monthly way is going to be getting a summer postcard soon. So this might inspire the design that I do for the summer postcard. Everyone gets at least one card seasonally. And just bear with me. The last one was Chinese New Year back in February. So I'm coming up with the next one soon. Just bear with me because, of course, been pregnant and sick and all kinds of things, but we're going to make it happen. So thank you all for joining me. Please chat away with me, ask me questions, do whatever you like. If you're watching this after in a catch-up kind of way, then please interact with me and stuff. Oh, hey Lauren, hey lovely, nice to see you. And Lauren, this is the warm-up because I'm sure you can imagine what with the UK trip and me getting so sick, I have not started all of my Kenda Packer lovely, lovely pictures, and I'm working on tidying up my studio big time. It's almost finished. It's going to be finished this week, and then you'll all be getting your art as well. Basically, if you have been a paid member to me for at least a year, or you pay for a year up front, you can get an original piece of art made however you like, sent directly to you. And people like Lauren and Linda and Clive, they'll all be getting those. Okay, so I've got a little card that is just for me to like put not taster, just put tester bits of stuff on there. Right, I've got some brushes and things. Mixed media, you know, we're going to sort of chuck it on the page. However, some things that I will work with will repel water. Yeah, we're warming up right now, Lauren, just getting kind of all of the materials, starting to use them. You can see I've been warming up really nicely in my sketchbook. I've been drawing this year, so I'm really excited to make you guys quality pieces, and I just can't believe how invaluable you are to me and that you've been so patient and everything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with some pastel. I'm going to start with light, and I'm just going to like randomly put it all over the page. I'm going for a kind of wreath effect. We'll see what comes out of it. And actually, the way that you hold a tool can really change how it makes a mark. So looking at this picture here, I'm going to do a little something so it's tufted up there, and then something wreath-like around the top. We're going to kind of scribble in a kind of background. So I might use some words you're not used to because I'm British. I might use some different words. We'll see. I think I might make it look a bit like it's outside. Note how I'm holding my pastel on the full edge. I could also use the square edge and get some more spiky kind of effects like this. And I could also use the pointy edges here. Maybe think like this, you know, and just sort of scribble in some unique shapes and things. I like to get really jaggedy. If I'm doing blades of grass, I work directly from the bottom and let it flow up, because then you get that pointy effect right towards the top of where the blade of grass would be. So I'm going to spike some of those in and around. Also, less is more, so I'm going to stop there. Look, we've already got a page filled. It's taken seconds. I've done a little bit of an explanation and it's taken seconds. I'm going to mimic the same thing on this piece of paper to show you how you can do it on a kind of different format if you like. And this is going to be my my little present, my little thank you for my friend Ginny and continuing this warm up. And Lauren and any other Kenda Packers that subscribe to me monthly, thank you so much. Do check out buymeacoffee.com. You'll be getting some kind of postcard that this might be inspiring. That postcard, we'll see. I want a summer style one, unless you got some other ideas. Maybe it's Tanabata season in Japan, which means the star-crossed lovers season. So maybe I could do a Tanabata. It's kind of like a lantern kind of thing, but inspired by what I'm doing today. So let's see. But your seasonal postcards are coming out. They'll be coming out to you this month. Guaranteed. I'm going to endeavour to start making them this week. Next week at the latest. Right, this is pastel, so I can put my finger on it. I can rub it everywhere. The more messy you can make your page, the less precious you will be about how you create there on after. And there's a time and a place to be precious. And I say that is when someone is giving you good money. You can be as precious as you like then. But also just know that being really careful about how you create can work really well, but it is going to take 10 times the time. And if you don't like it at the end and you've spent 10 times as long doing it, you're going to be even more gutted. So think about that. I've got a different shade of green right now, still got pastel. Just going to go up, 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 and a little bit on the side. Now, I'm pretty sure this isn't hydrophobic, as in if I put this wax crayon down and then try to put pastel or watercolour over it, it's not going to work very well. But I'm pretty sure this one is fine. Nice to see everybody. I see there's 7 or 8 of you watching. Thank you so much. Okay, the really interesting thing about this pastel is I'm pretty sure the chalk-like nature of it means that, I mean, I'm just experimenting here. I'm pretty sure it means that if I put water on it, it's going to kind of act a little bit like watercolour, to be honest. So I'm just cleaning off my fingers just to the side with a little bit of kitchen paper. Ooh, there's a little bit of shadow there. Is that shadow okay? I hope it's not too distracting. First of all, I'm going to put some nice blue colours in there. Just a little bit of blue to brighten it. I'm not going to put loads in there. Maybe the blue can be the thing that I add water to. I don't know. Just gonna see. This fuzzy summer wreath we got going on here. Okay. Let me show you for comparison. Here's a quick thing I did with smudging pastel for the sky, get the mountains in there, and then I tried pushing upwards with the pencil to make these trees and things just here. If you want me to go back to anything or if you've got any questions, just let me know. Yeah, I'm hoping this kind of feels fast-paced but not rushed. And my goal is to give you lots of ideas for how to make art without stressing about it. Without stressing. I can show you my other sketchbooks another time. I intend to. My energy is coming back. I really can. Moved house late December. Had to do all that moving in like November, December time, packing and everything. And then at the beginning of this year, I became pregnant and that kind of knocked me for 6. But yeah, the energy is back. The summer is here. And the safest place to be in Japan during the summer is indoors. It is so hot and so humid. Today is a beautiful day, but it has been rainy for the rainy season. Right, what we've got here is lots of beautiful little flowers and things. I do want to draw some of those on, but like I said, this pencil, if you think wax crayon, but it's not wax crayon, it's, I don't know how to describe what it's made of, but you know, like a grey one is made of graphite. I don't know how coloured ones are made, but they're a little water repellent. However, I'm going to take a bunch of fun green ones, and I think I'm going to do like some spiky random points coming out, because that's where some flowers can go. Again, I'm pushing from the inside, pop, and then push out, get some random shapes and things. I'm going to push down over here, out over here, change the direction of your page, change the direction of your handling your own crayon or whatever it is you're using, for example. That can really change everything altogether. If I did a blade of grass from the top, then it would be faded and fanned at the bottom, which could be quite nice, but it depends what I'm going for. And today I'm going for it looking feathered towards the outside, or this, in this case, in the middle, right? Okay, and one thing I always do is I don't think about it. I don't think about what I'm doing. I don't plan what I'm doing. Again, unless you give me good money, I don't plan it. Or unless you were giving me good money and you requested I didn't plan it, then I would just go for it. Yes, if I ever do a commission, I usually put in a lot more care and attention. But if I'm just having a go in my own sketchbook for my own self-satisfaction and pleasure and enjoyment, then I just chuck it. Chuck it at the page. It's a moment of expression in your life. Let's get some going downwards. So I'm going to push in like that. Okay, as if they're coming out in all kinds of directions. Thinking a big, fluffy, hairy wreath, I guess, is what I'm looking at right now. Might look a bit chaotic, but that's fine. We like it. We like it. I'm going to do the same for that one that's going to be from my friend Ginny. She might still be around doing Ginny's Jaunts on YouTube. She sent me this beautiful knitwear for my little baby to be. So, yeah, I just thought, well, she's kind of pen pal now. If anyone writes to me, you will get written back. If there's been a phase where there hasn't been any writing from either of us, don't worry, you can start up again. Let me know if you want my address for any purpose. As long as I feel like I already know you, you'll be in with a shot of getting that. Sorry, if I feel like I don't really know you, you're not likely to get my address out of me. But I'm sure you can understand that. For postal purposes, not for just turning up unannounced. Okay, there we go. Now, another technique that I like to use in my books is a kind of spiky tree leaf. Let's see if I've got an example of that. No, not there. Maybe I don't have an example of that in this book, but I've seen a little bit like this. So that's just spiky leaves in every direction. That's very doodled. I'm just going to do it and I'll show you. But you can make clusters of leaves really easily. Sometimes you look at leaves and things and you think, how do I recreate that as a drawing? So choose some interesting pens. I'm going to use some pencil crayons first, and then I'm going to use some felt tip pens on top. Yeah, we're going to go for some layers. And what I want you to do is just sort of like spike little clusters like this. So you see I'm pushing on it more, starting from the inside point, inside like this, and pushing outwards like you're making your own kind of palm-like thing. Little tufts all over the place. Imagine you're Peter Rabbit and you're getting little tufts in any direction. So this is going to make any sort of trees and things that you create look more and more full. And you might be thinking, how did you learn to do this? Why? How can you do this? Some people might be thinking, oh my gosh, this looks a mess. What is she doing? But if you're thinking, how did she work that out? You just look at things and try to work out how you would recreate that yourself, and it'll come to you. You've got to practice. You can't just, so many things you can't just do in your head and hope for the best. You have to make marks, do actions. Okay, how's everyone doing? Are you all well? Are you just listening to me and seeing what happens? Are you muddling around doing other things in the background? Let me know. I'm a big fan of podcasts, so you are not offending me if you are muddling around doing other things. Don't you worry. So I like to listen to my favourite voices and things while muddling around in my own kitchen or studio or something. Okay, there we go. Now, what should I do? I don't know what a pen would do with water after. Let's see. So I'm going to do the same again, but with a pen. My pen might be on its last legs, so perfect time to use it. Hi, you can't sleep. Are you okay? Okay. Bath time. Okay. My partner came back from the night shift a couple of hours ago and is looking dazed and confused. Okay, chuck some spikies up around here. Again, you see, I'm choosing how I control the pen. I'm not holding it very carefully like this. You absolutely can, but right now, I'm not holding it carefully like that. I don't need to. You could get some subliminal messaging in here. You could put letters and words and things. You choose. I guess lots of you American folk are awake later because of your Independence Day, right? How are you feeling? Is it your vibe? Is it not your vibe? Brits all went to sleep very late because of the election, so they were riveted seeing what was happening, or terrified, who knows, it depends. Right, I've got a bit of water here. I'm going to add some water to this with no special brush. This is a very cheap brush. I've got some nice ones down here, but I'm just going to use a cheap one. I'm just going to chuck some water at it randomly and see what happens, okay? I don't know how that's going to change the quality of anything on the page. I think it's the pastel that's being picked up, if anything. Yeah, a little blur, that's fine. It's going to look interesting. Let's get a little blur on whatever's happening with, I don't know what I've created there, clouds or something, okay? Just bleh, just for fun, okay? Just chuck it at it, okay? Nice, you're having lunch now. What are you having for lunch today? This one's going to have a different effect because this paper is nice, thick watercolour paper, so I think it's going to respond differently. Definitely don't feel like you need a special paper to be able to start doing anything that you do. You do not. However, you will find that your tools do actually change how your work looks. So don't let anyone tell you like, oh no, expensive stuff isn't worth it, or cheap stuff isn't worth it, or isn't good. They are all good for different things. It really does depend. It depends totally. So look, this has got a much more rich effect, I think. I'll put them both next to each other in a second. I'm not going to put much down there, I think. Maybe a little bit down here. But I'm going to leave those, what would you call it? Fronds of grass, just doing their thing just there. Okay. Ooh, don't want to knock that water over. Here we go. Can you have a look? A little different, right? There's a real richness that came out of the paper here. Whereas this, what do you call that colour? I don't know what that colour is. Creamish. Creamish against this more whitish is different. And the thicker texture against this one is totally different as well. Also, this page will curl more. This one is doing a smooth curl. And then this one over here is likely to bubble. So I'm going to leave that to the side, flat, encouraging flatness in the distance like this. And then I'm going to, oh, burger and chips, sounds nice. Then I'm going to use maybe more pastel, but to kind of get some flowers in there or something like that, and then watercolor, or maybe the other way around. Let me have a little think. I've got these pastels. I don't know what brand this is. Wait, yes it is, Sakura crayon. There's a popular brand in Japan. Everything's Sakura here. And I want to mimic these. These are all artificial actually, artificial little flowers and things. So I just want to do blobs everywhere. I'm going to do lots of blobs, get a bit Monet on it, and then with this, and then I'll use these drying up gouache paints, which are just thick versions of a watercolor. They're a bit like acrylic, and I'm just going to blob those over it too, and we'll see what happens. Maybe some ink pen will go in it as well, because drawing outlines of flowers can look really nice too. So let me sing. Oh my gosh, just using fake Japanese accent there. The page is still wet, so I don't know how this is going to turn out. And you've got to go careful, because when the page is wet, you can actually you can ruin the surface of the page. So I'm just filling in some yellow blobbies everywhere. There we go. Everything I do to one, I'll do to the next as well. Yellow blobbies. Get some yellow blobbies here. This looks more wet. I don't know how this is going to go. Oh, my sciatic nerve is pinching. That's no good. Okay. I went on a near 20 hours of driving in just 2 days. I was not a driver, I was in the passenger seat, but that sitting for that long when I've already got sciatica issues, let alone being pregnant, was just not really the one. Not the one. Okay, that was that colour. I want an orange colour. Maybe I'll draw orange in after. And I want some purpley and pinky. I'm going to go for the lighter colours first. Let's get some pinks in here. Oh, sorry. Oh, I'm not even moving and it is pinching and hurting like that. That is not good. Okay, this pink is looking really nice against the yellow and this colour on this paper. So this paper is definitely a winner, but it's not cheap. Not cheap at all. Okay, and this, you know, just my day-to-day something. Let's get some pink in and around. I'm using the bulky end of the pen, of the pastel. If you've got oil pastels or something different, go crazy. Chuck it at the page. But if you've got oil pastels, they're going to repel the water that you might put on. Whereas this is chalk pastels, so it's not going to repel the water. Okay. You know, I'm going to spike a few in and around because that is going to look really cute. Loving it. What do you think? Is it your vibe so far, or is it like, oh, what is she doing? How are you feeling? Let's get some of these. Don't want to overdo it. Be sparing. There we go. And a little bit of red. I'm going to be more sparing with red. Look, I'm going to use a different technique. Pushing down and twisting. Push down and twist. There's been, my mum sent me pictures of lovely poppies that have bloomed in the UK. So let me put some little dots to represent the poppies for remembrance. There we go. And on the next one, 2 at a time. That's the way to maximise yourself. Thank you very much, Lauren. And Lauren, since we went looking for that lip balm you wanted, I've not found it again. To be fair, I've not been in the right places, sick, and also in the UK. But don't worry, I will still be looking out for it. Money's a little bit of a battle. Okay, and I'll do some more that are just more like cherry dots. Do not think about it. If you think about it too much, it'll look weirdly orchestrated in just this uncomfortable way. Okay, pretty, pretty, pretty. Now, I said I wanted orange, but I've also got purple here. This purple's a little strong. Maybe I'll just, serving suggestion, a few in and around. Maybe we can have some purple dots in this bit. Okay, and up here, that's all good. No worries. I did find them that one time, if you recall. But yeah, don't worry. I'll do my best to still get you to 2 or 3. There we go. I live in Japan. Everything is very, very, very seasonal. So some things are just not in stock forever. This blueberry bread I love to eat. Had it in my first or second year, was loving it. Sold out for like 3 years. What is that about? And then guess what? Finally in stock this last week. So your girl Kendall is eating blueberry bread all over the place. Right, I've got purple pen. I want pencil, normal pencil. I want it to look a bit like actual flowers. So I'm being a bit more controlled here, but I'm still just doing kind of, basically imagine you're a child and you are drawing flowers. It's going to be just like that. Secret little hints of flowers. Best tip I can give you is do them all different sizes. Don't do everything the same size. It'll look like you stamped it on. It'll look weirdly ordered. When you're drawing natural things, try to think, like when you go out in the world, do they all look the same? Probably not. Probably not. And that's a good thing. This one, I won't even finish the round. I'll just do it part way. There we go. And the same again on the other one. Looking fun, I think. Just put them anywhere. Scribble it. You can do this for your own mood boosting, satisfaction, meditation, therapy, pleasure, joy, anything. You do it for any reason. Stress relief, anger relief. You do it big, small, however you like. Okay, let's get some orange ones on as well. This is quite a strong orange. I'm going to use it. Okay, and then after I've got watercolor pencils. So these flowers I'm doing the same kind of style actually, but maybe I use the watercolor ones to make something that looks a bit more like roses or something that looks a bit more spiky. These ones aren't showing up so well. I'm going to squeeze some yellow ones into it. I'm going to spike as if it's like spiking out in a few places. As if it's those tufts again, but with yellow. Bloody little bugs everywhere. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to speak like that. Sorry. For me, it's not a very bad word, but my grandma said it's a bad word. There's rice, and I'm going to make risotto in about half an hour. We've got a zombie man in the kitchen, desperately looking for food. Oh, yeah. Oh, you need food. Other food is in there now. Zombie man. Okay, looking cute, I think. Looking very cute. Put that away. Put that away. Maybe I put these away? No, I'm going to push some yellow. Big style, dry yellow. I'm biased. I love yellow. Just going to push that everywhere. There you go. I'm going to do that to the other one too. This is quite a good example of you seeing how things respond differently to different kind of paper without having to do it yourselves. Now, you see it can get muddy where things are joining together, so I'll ease up on that yellow now. And I'm going to put these away, I think. I want to add some unique points of interest, so I might use a brush pen and a tiny detail pen and draw some little tiny flowers in and around. Those pens will not, they're not water soluble, so they won't be directly affected by me adding water. I've got watercolor pencils here. What should I do with that? A few green tufts here and there. We're thinking layers. The flowers layer up on top of each other, right? So this is watercolor pencils. If I put this in and around for tufts and then add more water after, I should be able to get some nice multi-dimensional layers here. I just push some of that up. More of those. I might get more creative with something down here in a bit. I'll think about it. And coming up to the stage of it just being a bit too much, which is still fun. It's just experimenting, so it doesn't matter too much. But I might calm down a bit in a sec, believe it or not. Oh, sorry, shaking the camera a little bit just then. Same again here with that watercolour. Oops, sorry, take that out of my mouth. Watercolour pencil. It's going to respond really differently to different paper. Pushing right up on the bits down the bottom, like a burst. I might put a cute message or something in the middle, who knows. Draw my little baby in the middle. I think I've got a sneeze coming, which is going to hurt my back. It didn't hurt my back. Okay. I'm safe for another few minutes. Let's be honest. I'm safe. Ta-da! I'm loving it. I'm loving it, loving it, loving it. That's good. Okay. I'm loving it like that. Right. I've got a square pen, square brush. I've got a nice skinny brush. Maybe I'm going to add a little bit of water. Use this side. Add a little bit of water to some places. See what happens. I'm going to do the same thing I was doing with the pencils, actually, to see if it sort of spikes some colour out. But also maybe I'll do some wiggly effects. So holding the paintbrush very loosely, and I'll go up here. Okay, that's cool. The red that is in there is picking up and making this brown tone, so that's quite cool. There we go. And we're going to add some more detailed flowers in a minute with stronger colour from paint. And then we'll be done. So if you watch this later on, I keep calling it catch up, on replay or whatever, then please do leave some comments. Let me know what you think. Would you like more things like this happening in sketchbooks and beyond? And are you looking forward to the more art related lives that I will be doing soon? There's some nice half tonal things happening in here. Okay, I'm going to go upwards. I'm going to bring this water over here. Go upwards here, see if I can get a bit of colour blending in there. Right, this page is wet. It's going to take a little while to dry. The other page is going to dry faster because it's going to soak into the paper in a different way. Boo, my lady. Hello. You're welcome to say no, but are you happy with the election results? Let me know. Hello, Ginny. Actually, Ginny, I'm making this for you. This is my thank you to you for knitting me lovely, lovely baby items. So thank you very much. Right, I'm going to close that one, get those out of the way. We're doing a very mixed media piece, Ginny, inspired by this display that is in Osaka's Umekita underground section in the Umeda area. It's a big artificial, like, kind of photo point, but it's beautiful and I love all of the little flowers on it. So I'm just being inspired by that, but not really copying it. Could really copy it. Would take me about 10 hours and I'd charge you a lot of money, my friends. And I wouldn't start until you'd given me all the money in the first place, because it's difficult. People suddenly decide not to buy art or suddenly decide other things are more important. Fair enough to a degree, but art lasts forever and brings joy for generations. So think about it, think about it. My baby feels weird. Okay, I've got watercolour paint over here. I'm going to use this first, and then after I'm going to use gouache, and then after that maybe use pen, or maybe I'm going to use pen now. How dry is it? That's not very dry. This one is also not very dry. Okay, I'm going to do a few blobs of this. I'm going to use the orange one. I'm going to try and make it into a nice thicker paste of itself rather than a washed out one. You can see me mixing it just in the corner there. Just woke up. Oh, you don't know yet? Okay. What were you hoping for? You don't say, you don't have to. We're not getting too political on here, don't worry. I mostly just muse. Okay, I'm going to do little things that look a little bit like leaves, just poking in and around. So I'm not finishing flowers exactly, just dots, but pushing upwards so it makes little, or outwards, little leaf-like shapes or dots. Okay, and I can change my brush thickness in a moment to get different shapes too. Voted for change. You got change, my girl. You got change. Change is happening. I'd vote for change as well. 14 years of the same, and everything going to pot is worth a little change. For better or worse, who knows yet, but I figure even if it's for worse, if it inspires better, then that's good. That's where I'm at with it. Okay, now a little one over here on Ginny's little present. So dots and then little kind of rough leaf shapes, which you can do by allowing the brush to do it. You don't have to try carefully to make a little leaf shape. You just have to push the brush at it. And you might think, wow, yours look really great though. Or you might think they look rubbish, I don't know. It's the practiced art of not caring. Stop caring. Just do whatever you like. Do what you like. Okay, now I'm going to use a different thickness of brush, just for variety. I'm going to use a really skinny little one. Here we are, baby one. Mix up some colour. What colour? Blue. Flowers aren't often blue, but let's go for blue. Mixing up just in the distance over here. It's a very, very skinny little brush. So what should I do? Let's experiment in my sketchbook first. Yeah, I'm going to do more of the same. Not too much worry. And you can even stamp the brush if you like. Stamping it will get some different results too. Add a little bit of blue. Blue and orange are complementary, so if they stand out a bit more than the others, then that's no problem, I think. If you're worried that it's going to come up wrong, or whatever you think is wrong, there is no wrong, then work smaller before you work bigger, as in like do a little one. Oh, I don't like it. You can make it bigger. You might still not like the big one, but still, you'd have had a play, and that's what this is all about, having a play. Okay, shall I echo a bit of blue down here? I'm going to put some blue dots. Okay, and I might add pen to that bit down there, I think. Here. Add a little bit of blue on this one. Do you see the stronger colours are the last things that I'm adding, so that everything sort of fades into the background more. And then things in the what seems to be a foreground that I've created will pop more. They will present themselves more brightly, or seem to at least. I learned all that just through trying, to be honest. There's so many times in my childhood or when I was a teenager, I really didn't know. All I knew is that I liked drawing, I liked painting, I liked making. And you just keep trying until suddenly it works. or it doesn't work. It looks different from how you ever imagined, but it looks nice to someone, and it helps you feel good in some way, or feel relief, or feel something. That's how I feel. That's how I feel. Okay, I need it to dry a little bit, and I'm going to use black. You're like, what? She's going to use black? That's crazy. Yeah, I'm going to put black on it, and then I'm going to use a little bit of gouache paint and see what happens then. So there's that. And we'll see what that looks like. For anyone who's just come in, I'll see if I can show you a little bit of the rest of the sketchbook again from the start. Let me see if I put kitchen roll there just to save any mass accidents. Oh, it's all come through. Don't worry, I'll just do something different on that page. Something to block it all out, so we can have another little look at my sketchbook if you like from April. So I've really, what is it? It's 29, there's only 2 and a bit months. I've done loads of drawings. I'm so pleased. So pleased. April, May, June. May and June totally. Okay, yeah, it's been 10 weeks of sketchbook. I need to get some Tanabata something. The Star-Crossed Lovers season has arrived. I need to get some of that into my sketchbook. Byodoin. If you ever come to Japan and you get money, the 10 yen coin is this very one here. In fact, I'm just going to get a 10 yen coin, show you, and rub it into the book. 1 minute. My pinchy sciatica nerve is a horrible sciatic nerve. Here it is. Here. Can you see it very well? I don't know if you can. Honestly, I'm not impressed with YouTube. That's not focused for you, is it? I don't understand. When I used to use Hago, it would focus so beautifully. How rubbish is that? YouTube! You're not as good. Oh well. The zooming is bonkers. Oh well. Right. What I wanted to do is put it in the book, like this, for example. In the book. Get the coin. Get a pencil. There you go. Pop it in the book. Maybe I can put it up here too. Sometimes if I write letters to people, I do this over some of the coins, because it's a really nice way to share your culture. I think Lisa actually sends me coins, which is pretty good. I got real Canadian monies and American monies. There, that's a nice addition to the page, is it not? The famous thingy from the coin. Okay, here's a few more. Secret matcha dessert. Looks better there. Stamps collected from around Japan, in and around. A little bit colouring, a little bit of the UK game event, a little bit of Southampton. You might recognise that, Ginny. Just flowers I saw in and around, and all the caterpies, loads of caterpillars. Map. Om nom nom, this is Nagano. Here, just quickies. Just quickies. This was a nice new idea I had. Do half ink, half paint. All very quickly done. And this is how you can use line thicknesses to add depth to your drawings and show points of interest or a foreground and background just through line thickness. Okay, now this is dry. Ta-da! The magic of live streaming. Okay, zoom. There we go. You guys are all being very peaceful. I thought the joy of live was you'd all be so chatty, but you're not. That's okay. I'll let you off. Right, I've got a little thin pen, super thin pen, and I got a very thick pen, super thick pen. I'm going to use a very thick pen down here. Push from the bottom up. Push. Nice. Okay, maybe the pen is running out. I don't know. And I'm going to do the same in and around just a little bit. Scraggly weird lines. And I'm also going to add a few, like as if it's wheat or something, just like little curlies. This is a technical term. Little curlies I'm adding to these strands. Okay, add some nice something to the foreground here. Okay. Shopping for more art materials. Excellent idea, Ginny. We like that. Okay, I'm going to do the same around here. Push out a few little jaunty bits. Ginny, are you still on YouTube? Are you still doing Ginny's jaunts? It's going to look you up, right? Right, this pen is not going to work so well on this paper because it's thicker paper. I'm just going to do these little wigglies. It's proper nice watercolour paper. If you're interested in knowing what brand, Ginny, let me know. I've got the pad just here. Langton or something. I love it. It's from the UK. Okay. There we go. I feel like a butterfly needs to be in here somewhere. Was due to meet up with Lily. That's nice. Did something happen? Or is it okay? Okay, and now I'm going to do tiny little ones. Tiny little details. Let me bring this up to you. Okay, so I'm going to do very small, actual little flowers with control. We were going to do something in Chichester, but you're worried the streets would be crowded of people celebrating and whatever the opposite is. Weather's not great. Oh, we've finally got a great day here. Okay, so just doing lots of little bits of real flowers. Oh, sorry, I got a bit absorbed and wasn't focusing well enough for you. Just adding to that. And you know what? I might do some... Oh, pen might be on its last legs. I might do some little squiggles. Do you know? Like little curlies. There we go. Some curlies have made it. Okay, we'll do a final thing in just a moment. The final thing will be adding some flowers using goache, which is just thicker and stronger and way more vibrant. And that'll be the final finale of final floral finale. Okay, so I'm going to do these ones a little bit bigger over here because it's a bigger piece. And not as controlled. It's in my sketchbook, so it doesn't matter so much. Not that it matters. Okay, I hope anyone is feeling a little inspired. You get some curlies in and around here. I'm going to give you a tip to make it look like you've drawn a Japanese stamp in your book in a second, so hang tight. In fact, no, I'll do the paint first and then I'll do that. Right, I've got some dried up gosh paint in here. Might be a bit too dried up, but we'll see. Let's go for some brighter orange flowers. Yeah, that might be too dried up, unfortunately. Oh, this one's wet. That one's wet. I'm squeezing it. squeezing to see. And a little bit of white. A little bit of white. Yeah, the white's wet. Why? Why are only some of them wet? I don't know. Okay, can't clip that anywhere. What I'm going to do is squeeze some bits out if I can. Oh, yeah, that really came out. Okay, that's good. That means I can do a real thickness. Of colour. Oh, a little bit squeezed out. Nice. Ooh, bit of red. Get them puppies. A little bit of darker red. No, that's the dried out one. Okay, so I'm going to use this brush. It's got a little bit of a point to it. Oh, meeting Leonie. That's cool. Guides of old. Right, I'm going to make it a little bit more wet. Like this. Wet, wet, wet. You can see it's already so much stronger. And I can use the point of the brush to make flowers, for example. You know, or in any kind of way you can choose. Should I add a little bit of orange? Oh, that suddenly went very orange. Add a little bit of white. Add a little bit of water. Let's see. We just add some bigger flowers. Maybe I can get two-tone happening. Oh, there's not enough water in that one. So it's not smoothly gliding. Sometimes you just don't have enough water in it. Reminder, everybody, drink water. Okay, if I do red ones or something, and then I can add a colour into it after, because it's just much stronger. Oh, that one doesn't look very pretty, but that's fine. Go over other ones. Don't look for spaces a little bit, but don't properly look for spaces, because it'll just look really regimented if you do that. You want to, flowers in nature are covered over each other, aren't they? Then use a little brush to do some of the same, but further back, or, you know, as if it's in the distance a little bit more. You've only just discovered it. Yeah, I discovered it a year or two ago, but it's a pretty cool medium. I've got a beautiful set that was meant to be really expensive and I got for an incredible bargain. I got for like £5 instead of 10 times that amount. I haven't opened it yet though, because they dry out if you don't. You've got to look after them. I think you might need to even keep it in the fridge, especially in Japanese summer. Even a British summer is enough, I think. Okay, that looks good. What I'm going to do here, I want some round ones. I'm going to turn the brush over, and I'm going to stab it in that, and I'm just going to do dots in the foreground for the round ones I want. I just want round dots. So you can, I hope you've noticed I've given you like 10 or more techniques, guys. I hope you've really noticed. I'll try that with some different colors a little bit. Okay, and what I can do next, just going to clean off the end of that brush, the end of that paintbrush. Thanks, Lauren. Oh gosh. Gosh, red is really strong. So I was hoping to go in with a bit of yellow here. 1 second, let's try and mix the light or something. A bit thick and gluey, this is a bit old. All right, no problem, Lauren. Thank you. Do leave a little comment when you watch back on replay, because it helps me get a bit of algorithm boosting. So please do come back and like and comment and do all you can in that regard, guys. That'd be lovely. Almost finished up here. Don't worry, you're not going to have me for hours and hours and hours. Or sorry, if you're not going to have me for hours and hours and hours. I'm just adding little middles to those flowers. You could go over it and add even more pencil. You could lighten it up. You could do all kinds of thingies. What just happened? All down to you. And I'm going to show you how to do a little fake Japanese hanko stamp in a minute. So hang tight if you can. I'm just going to put some random little shapes around using this thin one. Make sure you wash your brush really well after using something like acrylic or gouache, okay? Because otherwise you destroy your brush forever. Don't destroy brushes forever. Be more careful. Respect the things you use. Love them. There we go. I like it. And I'll just do the other one. Very pretty, I think. Let me zoom out. Kind of don't want that plug socket in the background of the shot. Okay, there we go. And I'm going to get this one on the go. This is Ginny's one. Any requests, Ginny? I use the smaller brush for Ginny's, maybe. Big one is a little big. I'd use some light flowers first. I used you, Ginny, to fill up the live with content. Okay, I'm going to do the light ones first. These are just splats in all different directions. I've just got red paint somehow all over the table. How? How did I do that? Layer it all up. It's cute, isn't it, Ginny? It's meant to represent summer, summer, summertime. That's what I was going for anyway. That's what I had intended. Note how I say just to represent something, not it's meant to be something. And also, top tip if you're ever talking to children that have drawn anything, do not guess what they've drawn. Just ask what it is. Do not say, oh, is that a giraffe? No, it's not a giraffe. It's you, Mum. How come you don't know what I've drawn? Yeah, so just don't. Okay, and let's do that little stamping like thing to get these little reddies in. Okay, you can hear me winding down after 2 lives, 2 hours of effort. My energy is depleted. Girl needs to eat some lunch. Rio came and checked in all the cupboards, and I'm like, there's nothing, my guy. I'll make you something after. Make us something after. He has got rice, and he says rice and natto is enough. Rice and beans is enough. But it's not, is it? He wants Kendall food, which is way more yummy. And it's rice and beans, but more interestingly. Okay, I'm going to use the back of the brush to do that thingy I said. Dun, 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 dun. These are kind of meant to represent poppies, because my mum sent me some great pictures of poppies. Okay. Now, if you're new to me, make sure you check me out on linktr.ee/Miss Kendall James. If you go to my Etsy shop right now, you can buy any 3 things and get 20% off of everything with the code BABY20 to mark my being halfway through my pregnancy. baby 20 until the end of Sunday next week, which is my birthday. Okay, so please make my day. I would love my day to be made. Buy some thingies. And there's things as low as £2 on their postcards. I can send them to different people if you like. So please do send me a message on Etsy. Everything is / Miss Kendall James. That is Instagram, Etsy, Facebook, YouTube, everything. So I'm easy to find. Buymeacoffee.com / Miss Kendall James. I would be delighted if you would check me out on there and maybe contribute a little something if you feel up to it. Now I'm just going to show you how to make a Japanese style looking stamp without actually having a stamp. I do have a stamp, but I made it myself. Thanks, Lisa. I hope it inspires you to do art without really like making art, if you know what I mean. Like you're making art, but you're not. I know it's skill, and the skill comes from like practice and things, but it is just chucking colours in orders without real consideration for where they go. It's not as difficult as people might make out. Right, get yourself a pencil, a red one. The more tangerine red it is, the better, because it's more like a Torii-gate. This one isn't sharpened. That's going to be fine. I'll get the more blunt effect. That would be good. Choose a side to put it on. Japanese ones are usually that side, I think. I'm going to do it over here. Right, what you need to do is draw a signature or something. I'm going to put a K and a J. Okay, I put a K and a J, one on top of the other. And then the bit that makes it look like a handcol stamp is just draw a square around it. Draw a square around it and it's going to look like a handcol stamp. Okay, I also have one that looks a bit like an alpaca, so I'm going to do something a bit like a kanji, but it's actually an alpaca. There we go, and it looks a bit more Japanese somehow, like that. And I'll just do a little one over here on Ginny's piece as well, and my leg has gone utterly numb. Okay, I'm going to start with the square this time. Start with the square and do a little K, do a little J, and I'll put a little alpaca on top. Ta-da! Here we go. And I always recommend putting a little date on it as well. I'm going to use something different for that. I'm going to use a tiny little pen to put a tiny little date. Okay, let's get that out of the way. I'm going to put the date, do a little 2, 4, and then what day is it? It's the 5th in Japan. Oh, sorry, it looks different in Japanese. 7 and then 5. 2, 4, 7, 5. That's going to look weird. Japanese ordering is different. I'm sorry, Ginny, I didn't read it at the time. I've gone and put the 5th. I should have put the 4th, shouldn't I? I should have. But technically, for example, the vote day, all the votes would be counted technically by the 5th, right? 24, 7, 5. Sorry, I should have put 4, shouldn't I? I should have. I'm sorry. All right, everybody, I hope you've learned a bunch of techniques. I hope you're inspired to make art for art making's sake and not to get all wound up and upset about it. And if you don't like it, chuck it away if you want, but maybe don't. Maybe cut it up, put it in a scrapbook, turn it into something else, use it as wrapping paper, throw it at your enemies. Do what you like, but there's no need to really throw stuff away. It's the day the world changed. The day the world changed. We'll see. Thank you so much, Danette, for popping back in to say you like it. Here is the difference between doing it on a lovely piece of very high quality watercolour paper, the Langton from the UK, and it's got nice thickness and all of the colours absorbed really nicely. I'm going to send that over to Ginny. Ginny, please tell me, would you like me to write on it as a postcard so the stamp goes on it, or would you like it in an envelope so it is free to be put wherever? Let me know. Sometimes I really just like it having writing all over it. It kind of marks the time, doesn't it? Let me know what you think. And this one is me doing it in my sketchbook, just plain creamish coloured paper. It's got a bit of a curl happening. Envelope save. Oh, she likes it. She really likes it. And I feel like writing something in the middle. I don't know. I might draw my baby. You know what? I'm just going to draw my little baby in the middle of this one. What I mean by that is I'm going to... Do you think I should? Is that a good idea or is that a stupid idea? Let me know. We got 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Still right on the back. I'll do that. Okay, I'm going to draw a little baby in it. It's going to be a little cartoony baby. Okay. This is my baby. It's going to be wrapped in a little blankie. Papoosed up. Here we go. Kendall's baby coming this summer. I'm going to write coming soon on it. Baby coming soon. Okay, and don't forget, use that code BABY20 on my Etsy shop. Links to my linktr.ee/Mr. Kendall James and Buy Me a Coffee are all in the description of this chat, of this video. Here's my little baby in the middle. How cute is that? Would you like my baby in the middle of yours, Ginny? Maybe you don't. All right, let me know. See you later, guys. Thanks for hanging out with me for an hour and a bit. For 11111, we hung out for 11. Okay, bye.